Thank you very much, friends, for finding time as well just to pass by this channel, and don't forget to subscribe and share as well this video with somebody. Now, we started an interesting series last week. We had our first episode, and in this episode that we had this past week, it was more of an introduction. But today, we are taking another step further. We will be looking at discovering your purpose in life. A lot of people, they tend to live a frustrated life because they don't understand themselves. So I've been talking about self-discovery now for a long time with a lot of people, that it is very, very important that you understand yourself before you can engage into any relationship, even as well at any level, whether it's just friendship. You need to understand yourself. Now, here are some of the ways that you can discover yourself and know what really works out for you and how you can live a happy life. The first thing is learn to be silent. Number one, learn to be silent and observe the environment that you are in, how other people react. Because most times we are all outgoing without knowing that we hurt even other people's feelings because we don't give them room to express themselves. So rule number one is learn to be quiet. Then the second thing is to discovering yourself as well. You need, friends, to make sure you identify your strength. You need to identify your strength. You need to identify what you are good at. Now, when I come to the strength, there's what we call inherent abilities. Now, inherent abilities, these are I'll call them inherent abilities. In other words, these are biological DNA past information that make up of you. They are inside of you. When I'm talking of inherent abilities, like what is your passion? What do you love doing most? Is it singing? Is it talking? Is it listening? You need to listen to yourself and discover what is your strength. There are certain people, your best skill right now is you've got a good listening skill. So you need to work on that, because anything that you have is never ordinary, but it only becomes less useful when you have not worked on improving your skill, when you have not worked on improving your talent. That is why most people tend to live a frustrating life. Then the other thing is, once you discover these abilities, there'll always be a sort of attraction whenever you're in a field where there is an exposure of your interest. Let's say when you go into a field in a place where there is music and you're a fan of music, within you there's always going to be an excitement. So you need to understand that excitement is just something showing you it is your field of interest. This is something that causes you to find meaning, to find the meaning or the value of life. And so a lot of people, they tend to look down on their strengths to focus on their weaknesses. It is important to know as well your weaknesses, but never master more of your weakness than your strength. What do you love doing most when you're alone? That's a question that I ask a lot of people. The best way, if you want to develop, is in your secret times. How much time do you spend alone, and how much time do you spend even speaking to yourself is very, very important. Any great person that you're going to encounter, there's a time they sat alone and they spoke to themselves and to figure out a bigger audience. So if you're going to meet a footballer, they will tell you there's a time they were playing, nobody was cheering them, but they were cheering themselves because they believed into themselves. So there's got to be a time when you isolate yourself from other people to allow even yourself to work on your emotions. Now, I hope we're together at this stage now, because most times we might say we are good at listening, but when it comes to our strength, the other side of us, we are weak. So how do you think about it when other people begin to speak about their education? Do you feel intimidated? So they might be good at education, but they somehow have a field where they are not good at. And that field which they are good at should be a strength for you. And second thing is, it's dangerous to get into any relationship of any type when you are having low syndrome about yourself. When nobody's judging you, but you're judging yourself, is the most dangerous thing that you can ever do. So, dear friend, you need to work on your personality. You need to work on your esteem. And you need as well to invest time on yourself. Then I always advise people, never make decisions in life based on emotions. Emotions are like wind. They can blow anytime. So never you get to make a decision when your emotions are not strong at that time to say yes or no, or you will live to regret it. Remember, you've got one life, and every decision that you make builds up for the other, either to create room to usher you to greatness or to create room to lead you to destruction, to something that you will live to regret. Now, you don't want to live a life that you're going to regret. So you need to understand your flaws as well. And you need to understand the strengths and the weaknesses of yourself, even your expectations. Whenever you are getting into a relationship or whenever you are starting something, what do you expect? How do you rate your expectation? And it is going to flow with the very thing that you start. And there is a saying which says, there is no building that has ever been started from the rooftop, but it starts at the foundation. The foundation that I'm speaking about to you right now as you're watching this video clip is you. There's nobody that is holding you, but it is all yourself that has given others to hold you. So the moment you're willing to release yourself, to believe, to step out and possess something, no one will be able to stop you, because your mind is the foundation that you're standing on that believes in possibility. So this week as it's going to come to an end, spend time with yourself. Check your emotions. And then the other thing that I want to talk about, find your life and purpose, is avoid listening to negativity always and believing in negativity of what you think others think about you. Because most times we help other people to bury us, not to rise. So if you want to make it in life, you've got to get to a point where you've got to turn negativity into positivity if there's nobody that is giving you that support. Wow, I'm going to end here for today, and I believe you learned one or two things. Why don't you just drop a comment for me, or even invite somebody to my YouTube channel. For those joining me for the first time, this is not by coincidence, like I always tell people. This is Sam Hanga Consolo Chinyama. That's my name. And don't forget to subscribe so that next time you become the first person to be notified when the clip is updated. Thank you for your time and have a blessed weekend. Bye.